Hey, what's going on, guys? Back with another weekly update video. So I was actually out of town last week for about 4 or 5 days, so I just didn't have time to record the video. There wasn't much news, so I wasn't really. I was thinking about squishing one in early, but there wasn't much news at the time. I would have had to record it to post it. So I'll kind of just fill in on some updates from the last couple weeks, and I'll also have some pickups, quite a few from the last couple weeks at the end of the video. But let's first start off and get into some of the just gaming news, or just news in general as far as collectibles, or stuff that we talk about normally. But the Analogue Pocket, for those of you who are analog fans and have been wondering about the Analogue Pocket, they came out and kind of talked about that like last year or sometime, I believe, and really gave no update. And that's kind of like going to be like an analog product that I think plays Game Boy, Game Boy Advance. I'm not sure what all it plays, but it's a lot of the Game Boy type games. And they're also supposed to have a dock for it, which I don't think is supposed to come out until after it actually releases. But there's supposed to be an update for that tomorrow, July 27th. It's supposed to be around 8 a.m., I think, Pacific Standard Time. So it'll be 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So go ahead and check that out if you're interested in like just the Analogue Pocket in general. I don't know if that's going to be a pre-order for it, or if they're just going to have more information, but just keep an eye on it, because if it is a pre-order, it's possible that could sell out pretty quickly. So depending on how much you want that, just be aware. Also, there was the Xbox Summer Game Showcase for 2020 this week. For me, not being like a big Xbox guy, I was kind of interested to see what they had. If there was going to be something that they could show me that would kind of blow me away and be like, man, I got to get an Xbox. And there wasn't. To me. So the cool thing about it was that I do have an Xbox One S. I picked up another Xbox this past week when I was out of town from a family member. I got one for $50 off of him because I have the Game Pass, and I kind of want to, have another Xbox for the kids to, so that they could both play stuff at the same time. But for me, I don't use it that much. The kids don't use it that much. It is a great value. It's probably the best value in gaming. It just, for me personally, it's just not something that I use that much. A lot of the third-party games on there I already own. There are games that there are good games on there, but I own most of those games, or I've already played most of them. And as far as the Xbox exclusives, I just haven't been into very many Xbox exclusives. So for me, it's not like, as a gamer, it is a great deal, just not necessarily like the best, thing for me personally. The cool thing about that showcase with all those games that they showed were going to be available on the Xbox Game Pass, I think day one. They showed, I think, quite a bit was the Halo Infinite. And that, I'm not a big Halo guy, but it just, it looked okay. So nothing on there just made me say I got to go play Halo Infinite type of thing. State of Decay 3 trailer for that looked alright. Whether the Gunk, the Phantasy Star Online 2 looked actually really good, but I don't think I'll ever play that. I think the Phantasy Star games are like an MMO type game, from what I understand, and it's just I'm not into those type of games. But it did actually look really good if you're a Phantasy Star Online fan. So that was actually I'd say a plus. Crossfire looks pretty interesting to me, and then they had the teaser for Fable. But I don't think that they didn't show anything for Fable, far from like just a really short teaser trailer. So I don't think that'll be coming out until probably 2022 at the earliest, from what I would guess. But overall, it was okay. Just nothing convinced me to say I got to get an Xbox this year. So unless they release something else in the next coming months that changes my mind, it's probably, at this point for me, it's going to be PS5 or bust. And that's just, I'm more of a PlayStation guy anyways, just putting that out there. So if you are an Xbox guy, maybe you saw it and you really liked it, but for me, it was okay. There was also a Nintendo Mini Direct. They kind of shadow dropped. I think they announced the night before, they're going to have like a Nintendo Direct for, I think, some third-party games. And they showed, I think, 4 different games. Again, really underwhelming. Now, it was only like an 8-minute, 7-minute video, so there wasn't much going on there. So I think they still are going to have probably like a full Nintendo Direct. I think people were speculating like in August. So we'll see what happens there. But for now, just nothing. Still nothing really from Nintendo that's really any good. Now, I know most of you guys know I'm a big Monster Hunter World fan. So right now going on is the summer, or the Monster Hunter World Summer event. It's called the Sizzling Spice Fest. There's some cool skins to check out for just like for your hunter and your palico, and I think they have like spice tickets and also like the old summer event tickets available. So if you missed out on some of the previous summer event, I actually think I need the original summer event palico armor set that I really like. But that's going on right now. So just if you're a Monster Hunter fan, just make sure you get in there and get any events or tickets that you need to get so you don't miss out on them. I think that's probably available for about 2 weeks is what they usually are. Big coming up this week is I've been waiting on this for a long time, and that's the Transformers War for Cybertron trilogy series on Netflix. That's based off of the Siege series. I know I've talked about it before, like the comic series. I don't know how much of it, if kind of like I'm interested to see how much of it is in line with the actual comic series. But that actually drops this week. It's supposed to come out, I think, July 27th is what it is. Or no, July 30th, I'm sorry. This Thursday, and it's supposed to be 6 episodes from my understanding. So more than likely, I'll be talking about an update on that next week. Hopefully, I can watch it all by next weekend when I make the video. But yeah, really looking forward to that. I love Transformers. Got almost the entire Siege line, which I actually got some I'm going to show off here that I've picked up at the end of the video. As far as like upcoming games, there's a couple like games available through Limited Run that you may want to check out. None of them are actually Limited Run games. They're just sold through their Limited Run website. The first one is The Friends of Ringo Ishikawa, and that's sold through Limited Run games for the Nintendo Switch, and it's by PM Studios, and that's limited to 3,800 copies. And they showcased that during the Limited Run showcase a couple weeks ago, and that's kind of like a River City Ransom type of game. It looks really cool. It's a beat 'em up style game, but it really allows you to do a lot of different stuff. It does not hold your hand, from what I understand. So that's one that I actually was picked up that I put an order in for that I saw from the Limited Run showcase that looked really interesting. Another one is going to be the Carry On, which is like that's like an indie style game to where you kind of look like you're like a monster that's kind of crawling through like the gutters and air ducts of like looks like a research lab or something like that, and just killing scientists and guards and all kinds of stuff. So it's actually you play as like the bad guy, which is like a monster, kind of like the what is it, the Venom symbiote or something. It looks kind of like that. So it looks pretty interesting. I remember seeing that from the Limited Run showcase as well. It looks pretty cool. I'm not sure if I'm going to pick that one up, but that's an open pre-order until August 21st, and that's through Special Reserve Games. So they have variant covers from Limited Run or Special Reserve. You can get it from either or. Another one is Gris, which Gris has been on sale like a couple of different times from different places. I actually got it on the PS4 because I missed out on orders of that on the Switch. But same thing, it's sold through Limited Run Games, but it's a Special Reserve game, and open pre-orders on that are from till August 21st, and you can get variant covers depending on where you get those from. But that's it as far as just upcoming games or things that there's pre-orders for that I really have noted this week. Not much going on. I may have missed some stuff. If I have, just go ahead and throw it out there. If there's something big that I've missed that's coming up in the next couple weeks. So let's go ahead and get to some pickups. So I'd actually picked this up. This was a couple weeks ago. It should have been in like last week's. This is this is a gorgeous statue. I love this one. But this is a Starfire. What is it? It's the DC Collectibles Designer Series, and it's like I think it's like 10 plus, maybe close to 12 inches or so. And I'll put it next to the Starfire Kotobukiya Bishoju statue to kind of show you just scale wise how big it is. I'll take a clip of that. But yeah, really gorgeous statue. Love it. Love Starfire, especially love Starfire statues. Then I also got, this is something that I actually got when I was out of town. I went to a Target and I was doing some Transformers hunting, and I don't normally get pops, but they had these two. They're basically the Contra Pops is Bill Riser and Lance Beam. The reason I grabbed them was I kind of like saw them, and I saw that they had both there, and I was thinking about it, and I went and price checked them. They're actually only $2, I think $2.69 a piece. So that's, like I said, I don't get pops often, but like Contra is one of my favorite games of all time. Those are cool little pops, and like for that price, it's like I kind of had to. That was a great deal. All right, next up is Troubleshooter. So this is for the Sega Genesis. This is it's kind of like an anime styled shoot 'em up, and I end up getting cart only, but it's a pretty pricey shooter, but it's a really really good one. It's a horizontal scrolling shooter. Like I said, it's a lot of anime inspired. Plays great game. I just went ahead and printed a case cover art for it because I may end up making a manual for this one as well, because the case and manual for this is like really expensive, and I don't plan on dropping money on that. But it's a really good horizontal scrolling shooter. Definitely would say check it out if you don't have it already, or if you just like shoot 'em ups in general. So then I got the Lucky Dime Caper, starring Donald Duck, on the Sega Master System, and this also is available on the Game Gear. This is the actual the PAL version, and you can usually tell if it's the PAL version because the manuals are kind of like that way. But yeah, this is available on the Game Gear and on the Master System. It's just a 2D style platformer. If I can get the manual back in here, it's nothing great. It's a solid little platformer in the Master System, if you know, but it's pretty good, not great type of thing. But that's something that I grabbed as well. Next up, I ordered these from I think it's Video Games of New York. You can get stuff on their website. I heard about them, I think, from a different channel. I think Adam Koralik is what it is, because he's always talking about like the Dreamcast games that are getting re-released all the time. So Stormwind is like, it's been out for like a long time. It's one of the games that was made on the Dreamcast, then kind of released, not licensed by Sega or nothing like that. And this is a horizontal scrolling shooter. Most of you, I'm sure, already know about this, but it was made just independently and put out years after the Dreamcast had died. But a lot of people think this is actually one of the best shooters on the Dreamcast. And this is like an official, not an official Sega, but it's an official release by an actual publisher and everything. You can kind of see the cover art on the disc is pretty nice, and it comes with like a full colored manual. And I got this from just from Video Games in New York. I heard about them and went to check out to see what they had, and they had some pretty cool stuff on there, so I wanted to order some. Alright, also I've been playing a lot of Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2 lately, and I got Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, the original version on the Vita from Limited Run Games, I was going to get this version on the Switch because they had it available at Best Buy as well, but I just never ended up ordering it, and then it's basically sold out, so it's kind of gone up on price on like eBay and stuff. And they actually that's one thing that the Video Games or Video Games in New York, whatever it's called, sorry, I'll put a link down in the description of what the actual website is, but they sell limited run games. So like if you've missed like a limited run game in your collection and one that you really wanted to get that's not available, I think this was like $50, I want to say, which is about what it goes for on eBay, maybe that or a little bit more. And it's like I said, it's new and everything, and the wrapper is not used. So if like I said, if you have missed out on a limited run game, they do have some there, so it's something that you can check out, and they have a good deal of like Dreamcast games that are not licensed by Sega, that are kind of sold through different publishers. So cool stuff that I got from there. Then they had this Bloodstained Ritual of Night was on sale at Best Buy for $20, so I had grabbed this a couple weeks back. I had actually pre-ordered this because I wanted this game for so long, and I wanted it on the Switch. And then I had it pre-ordered on the Switch. The day it came out, I saw the reviews were just that the Switch version was not very good, and I just switched my pre-order and I canceled it and just ordered on the PS4, which I ended up platinum that game on the PS4. So I'm definitely glad that I did that and switched it. But at the same time, because I'm going to end up getting all the Bloodstained games on the Switch, because I'm going to get the Curse of the Moon 2 on the Switch as well. So I kind of just wanted to have all of them on the Switch. So I just got that because it was really cheap on sale. Next up we got Sylphied on the Sega CD. This is a vertical scrolling. This is a vertical scrolling shooter, and it's got like pre-rendered. The background is made up of pre-rendered computer animation. It's pretty cheap as far as like for like a shooter on the Sega CD. They have like a version of this on the PS2, which looks completely different than this, like animation style. But I know a lot of people prefer this version as far as just like the music and stuff like that. They think the music on this version is better. But you can get this game in the 20s, pretty cheap. I got a pretty solid copy. I'm happy about it. But for a Sega CD game, especially a shooter, it's a pretty cheap game to add to the collection. Another thing I got was this is going back a couple weeks as well. The Art of God of War. So this is kind of like made by Dark Horse, and it's just a art book for the God of War, which is it's up there as far as like my favorite games on the PS4. I would probably go Monster Hunter World and God of War, but it's a really gorgeous art book. I'm going to try to pick up some of these, just more of these of just art books of games that I really like. So I have several of them, but every now and again when I see one on sale or something like that, I think I got off of Amazon for pretty cheap. But after that, let's get into I hadn't picked up any Transformers for a while because I haven't really been out. And when I went out of town, I kind of went out a little bit and kind of got to Target and stuff like that, which I hadn't been in months. And I got grabbed a couple Transformers that I really needed. Oh jeez. Alright, so this is as far as just like the Siege War for Cybertron series. I think this wraps up. I may need one more. I may need one more deluxe class, but this is Crosshairs. I found him before in the wild. I remember like when he first came out before the pandemic, but the box was pretty dented up. But anyways, I think, like I said, I think for the standard Siege class, I think I may need one more deluxe class, if any, or that may actually wrap them up. Then for the Earthrise class, I don't have many Earthrise. I got maybe like a handful, so I'm going to try to collect those. I got the Wheeljack Deluxe class from the Earthrise series. Still got quite a few deluxe classes that I got to get for the Earthrise. I think I only got a couple. And then I saw Astro Train. So the Astro Train, this is a leader class. Strange thing is that he got released as leader class in the Siege series and then in the Earthrise. And from what I understand, it's identical. I don't think, you can let me know if you have both or if you know, but I remember looking at them a couple months ago and realizing that the Earthrise and the standard Siege one was the identical Transformer, just different packaging. But he's a leader class and a triple changer and all that, so really cool. Glad I got to grab him. And then Double Dealer. He's another leader class for the Earthrise series, and same thing. He's actually looks like he's actually quadruple. He's a triple changer. Another triple changer. I'm not very familiar with him actually, so I'm not sure where he's from. If he's just from the comic or if he's from the original Transformers series. But yeah, but anyways, cool one. Definitely don't have any dealer dashes. But as far as like what I've been playing, I haven't been playing much because I was out of town. I said for like 4 or 5 days. I decided not to get Ghost of Tsushima. I think I'm gonna try to finish. I just wrapped up episode 2 of Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. I got probably like 25-30 hours in that game, and I still got at least one more episode, maybe 2 more episodes to go. So I'm gonna try to wrap that up completely before I start anything new. Love that game. Really great game. And then other than that, yeah, that's all I've been playing. And I picked up a Raspberry Pi 4, which I'm actually just downloading some stuff on now. So with anticipations of, I'm probably gonna be trying to do a arcade 1-up mod with the Raspberry Pi 4. So I'm just trying to I'm gonna spend a lot of time getting my build straightened away, and then after that, I'm gonna see if I can get the correct arcade. So if you've done a Pi mod and arcade 1-up, let me know. I'm probably either gonna do the Street Fighter one, Mortal Kombat, or the Marvel Superheroes, whichever one of those I can get. I preferably would probably get the Marvel Superheroes one because it's a better screen and stuff like that, just a better cabinet in general. But if I can find any of those for cheap, preferably I'm going to do one of those 3. So if you've done one, let me know what cabinet you use and how much you like it and everything. But that I think is it. That was quite a bit. And I definitely have a lot of stuff already for next week. So we'll see what kind of news comes out. So yeah, check that. Go get your Summer Spice Festival tickets and Monster Hunter, and watch out for that Analogue Pocket tomorrow if you're trying to get it. So let me know if you guys anything that I missed out on. Just put it down in the comments. Let me know, and I'll see you guys next week. Later.